Hello, guys. Good evening. I trust you have been having a wonderful time and a very educating time in this series. We are talking about antimicrobial resistance, and in this section, I'm going to be taking threats of antimicrobial resistance in developing country, especially in Nigeria. Before we start, I just want to bring out something to us that it says developing country, right? Means this country are yet developing. A lot of things are not at their best in this country. But before I dive into that, I want to bring a general overview of what antimicrobial resistance is, or how the world sees antimicrobial resistance. It's worthy of note to understand that antimicrobial resistance has become a public health concern. Why? Because a lot of people have died, a lot of lives have been claimed as a result of antimicrobial resistance. These are preventable conditions, right? These are very preventable conditions. There's a recent work that was done in the UK. That work shows that in the year 2050, right, about 10 million people will be dropping dead every year as a result of antimicrobial resistance. That is the reason why we ought to do everything we can do to ensure we forestall that from happening. Now, coming to developing countries like Nigeria, we understand that developing countries, like I said earlier, are countries where things are not at their best. All right. If we have records of antimicrobial resistance being a problem in developed countries, what can you say about underdeveloped or developing countries like Nigeria? Now, a lot of factors have made antimicrobial resistance a very big threat in our country. One, the problems of population. We have an extensive population in Nigeria, right? Very extensive population in Nigeria, and that means that if one person can develop resistance to any antimicrobial agent, it means over millions of people in the long run can get affected because we live in community in this country. Am I correct? So that's exactly what we want to know, to show that this is very, very important. Again, it has become a threat in this country because we have a country that is filled with, that is affected by poverty. A lot of people don't have money to even take care of. So don't talk about attending to their medical needs. And so many times when people begin some antibiotics, they are unable to fulfill or to complete their therapy or complete their dosage because they don't have enough money to continue with that. And that actually provides an opportunity for resistance to development against very good antibiotics. This is very important because the rate at which these new drugs, antibiotics, are being made, it's very slow compared to the rate at which resistance is developed over these drugs. So it's important that we put a watch to antimicrobial resistance. Another challenge is the problem of unemployment. Unemployment in developing countries, right? This is very huge. This is practically because income is largely the center upon which a lot of things drive in developed systems. Okay, so you can imagine if an unemployed person is unable to procure the drugs they need, antibiotics they need to take care of themselves or follow through with their treatment. It can also allow for development of resistance to antibiotic agent. Again, in developing countries like Nigeria, we have very poor, regulatory authorities to ensure the right use of antibiotics for the right kind of microorganisms. So in a country where every street you pass have one person selling antibiotic agent that people can just go without doctor's prescription to buy, makes it a very big threat in our country. All right. These are 4 big points, okay, that makes antimicrobial resistance a very, 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 very big threat in our country. And so if measures are put together to ensure this is tackled with, I'm very sure we'll do well with good health outcome when it comes to antimicrobial resistance. Thank you very much.